Hi guys, Misty here with Queen Bee's Vintage. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a 99-cent store makeover project. What I have here, some of you guys may remember this from our Tuesday morning 99-cent store haul. And as you can see, I've already started taking off some of the other floral that was on it and the eggs. And I have some floral stems I purchased last year at the end of the season over at Michael's. And I want to use those on this instead to give it more of a look that will work with my decor. So I'm going to show you how to go about taking the existing flowers off. And I left the tag on just so I could show you guys that this was $1.99. which is a great buy for a form like this. We've seen some while we've been out and about that have ranged anywhere from like $10 to $15 without any floral on them. So this is a really good buy, and we are going to give it a makeover. So let me show you what we're gonna use aside from this, and we'll get started. You're going to need a heat gun. This is my Recollections heat gun. I purchased this at Michael's. Any brand heat gun will do. Even your hair dryer on high heat will work. Glue gun. Some ribbon of your choice because we're going to create a new bow for our bunny. Some floral. These are the stems I'm going to be using. Like I said, I got these at Michael's last year at the end of the season. There's no name of what type of flower this is. They kind of remind me of ranunculus a little bit, but with this kind of scalloped edge, not so much. But yeah, I don't know. It was $4.99 regularly. I know I probably got it for like 80% off though. So I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using the greenery that is on the stem as well. And if I like the look of it, I may use some of this eucalyptus. And this stem was purchased recently at Walmart in their floral section. And as you can see, I paid $3 for it. So let me move the camera down and let's get started. So in order to remove the existing floral, I'm just going to turn on my heat gun and get up underneath the flower here where the big blob of hot glue is. This thing was really kind of a hot mess. Some of you that watched the haul may have seen it had glue stringers all over it and just kind of not well put together, that's for sure. So I'm going to heat this blob of glue up with my heat gun. And I'm going to just slightly pull as it's heating, and voila, it came right off. I'm going to move over here to the eggs and heat those up and remove them. I think I may be able to reuse the eggs. They are really on here. Okay. So now we've got our bunny form, and I'm going to go ahead and take the tag off of him. I'm sorry guys, I didn't mention that you'll probably want a set of wire cutters for when you cut your floral down. So I'm going to move the camera back down. We're going to cut the floral down and kind of start arranging it to see how I like it, and then we'll get it glued into place. So I'm going to remove my flowers from the stem. And these have like a little indentation right here. That's where I'm going to cut. I'm going to leave a little bit of stem on it so I can kind of burrow it down into the wreath. this little bud. I'm going to take this as well. And then the leaves I can just pull right off of the stem. So I've got those. And I think I'll kind of start laying it out and see what I think I'd like to do. I always like to lay things out before I actually glue anything down. That way if I decide it's not gonna work, then I'm not having to use the heat gun to remove it again. So I think I'm kind of liking what I've got going on here so far. I don't really know that I need to use the eucalyptus with it. Alrighty, I have kind of laid out how I want the flowers and the eggs to be arranged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start hot gluing. Let me take the camera off the tripod and see if I can give you kind of a better look at how I've laid it out really quick. And you know, none of this is attached, it's just kind of laying here, and I may add some more eggs here and there as I start gluing it down. So this is kind of how I have the bottom part of the bunny's body set up. And then do something kind of like this. Of course, like I said, the eggs are going to be secured. And where the glue globs are here, I will take the heat gun and get rid of those. So let's get started adhering these flowers down. So these eggs are, the little stems on them are floral wire, so it's really pliable. So I went ahead and just twisted the eggs together to make it a little easier for me to lay them out. So I'm going to lay the eggs down first. I really should have my little silicone finger covers to do this, but I'm going to make do with what I have handy and use the tip of these inexpensive dollar store scissors that have seen better days. So far I've got my eggs put down like that. And I went ahead and cut the stem on this flower down a little bit more, since I'm going to be putting it here on the ear. Just hold that in place. The kids are home today. It's President's Day, so they have a holiday. It's been really nice having them home the last 4 days. We've had a lot of fun together. I'm not looking forward to them going back to school tomorrow. So if you hear them in the background, they're home. Okay, so I'm going to leave that and let the hot glue just cool a little bit more and start down here at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to start on the bottom now. Make sure you guys can see okay here. So I'm sorry about my voice today. I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold. Seems like everybody's had it but me, and now it has struck, so pardon the scruffy voice today. So I'm just gonna make sure this is nice and secure. My spring is kind of more, has a little bit more of a romantic feel. I don't use a lot of like the real bright, vibrant spring colors. I like them to be more muted and soft. So that's why I decided to go with the florals that I did. And as I was going along here, I kind of changed my mind on my bow. I'm not going to use the burlap. I'm going to do something different that I want to share with you guys. So I hope you will like that. So I just want to get my eggs secure and my leaf that's going to come up around this side, because I want my flower to kind of sit over the top of it and cover all of the ends of these stems. So I'm just going to keep gluing and holding it down as it cools, and then we will move forward. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Now I'm going to glue my flower right here in the center, and it'll cover up all the ends of the leaves and the egg picks. So I just want to apply a nice amount of hot glue on there. And I'm going to kind of nestle that stem down into the wreath. And I'm just going to hold this in place and let it set up and cool and dry a bit here. So that's how that is looking so far. And now that we have all of our floral secured, I think I might want to add a couple more eggs up here in the top. Maybe I don't. Maybe that's just the right amount of eggs. I'm going to secure that a little bit better where the leaf is on the bottom of this flower. So now we are going to make our bow. And he's going to have a big, pretty, well, she's going to have a big, pretty bow. Alrighty, now what we're going to use to make the bow for our bunny is some Sari silk. This comes kind of just twisted up in a bundle when you get it. I purchased this on Amazon. I will try to put a link in the description box below for you. and I use this a lot in my creations. So let me just find the end. And what I'm gonna do, because I don't want the bow to be too overwhelming, but it's gonna be kind of a bulky bow, is I'm gonna take my hand and open it up like this, and I'm gonna leave a little streamer here. And then I'm gonna start wrapping the silk around my fingers here. We got a little bit of a knot. That's the only bad thing about this, is the way that it comes to you. It kind of gets tangly and knotted. So let's see here. Make sure I've got it really undone here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Oh, it wants to stay with me. Okay. So I've got my tail, and I'm just going to start going around my fingers here. And you can see where it's seamed together, and sometimes there'll be odd colored threads and stuff. I'm just gonna pull and snip some of this off where it's fraying. I don't need all of that in my bow. Okay. So I've gone around about 12 times. So you see my tail here. I don't want my tails at the same end. I'm going to take this one up, and I'm going to cut it off about the same length as the other tail, and slide it off my fingers so that we'll have a bundle. Oop. That's going to look like this. So I'm going to just lay this down. Move the camera down. And I'm going to cut a piece of the silk off. And I'm going to, let me clean off some of this frayed fuzzy edge here. Doesn't want to let go of you once it has you, that's for sure. So I've got that piece ready. That's what I'm going to tie it off with. And then I've purchased, sorry guys, I'm still fighting with the threads here. Okay, I purchased some of these this pink beaded trim. It is from Hobby Lobby. It's backed by the fabric, and it is regularly $2.99. And every other week they'll put those ribbons and trims back there on sale for 50% off. So I did get 50% off on it. Okay, so what I've done is I've got my beaded trim, and I've kind of made a loop here at the top, and I'm kind of laying it onto my bow to see if I have it about the length that I want it to be. And I'm just going to snip it off so that the ends are close to even. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to lay that down onto my bow here. I think I'm going to do a couple bundles of this. Oh, well, that worked out perfect. I guess I'm doing 2 bundles of that. I'm going to have to pick up some more of this at Hobby Lobby. This I'm going to put on the underside of the bow, so I won't do that until I'm ready to tie. And then I also have this pretty cream color. It's almost kind of a yellowy cream, ecru color. Same thing, back by the trims. It was $2.99, but this has a clearance tag on it of $1.50, but I know I've seen it in there since, so maybe they just had a surplus of it and decided to clear it out. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm taking it and just eyeing it up and folding it over, snipping it off. I'm going to lay another one there and cut one more for the other side of the bow. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my bundle here. And add this stuff to this side. And we can clean up all this frayed mess after we get the bow put together. So I've got it, I'm holding it in the center. I'm sorry you guys can't get a really good view of that. And I'm going to bring my smaller piece that I cut through, and I'm going to tie it off as tight as I can. And I'm just going to let those, the pieces of the tie, I'm going to let those hang down too. So I'm just going to kind of pull this, all of this frayed thread off. I love kind of the soft, tattered, romantic look of this sari silk with the beads. And see, you can see there's lots of imperfections. This has like some blue dye on it. So when you get this, it's not perfect. Like I said, you'll see where it's been sewn together with different colored threads. And that's just kind of the beauty of it. And now what I'm going to start doing is fluffing out my loops that create my bow. Oh, watch out for the glue gun. Now I have to decide which side I like the best. So I've got this real finished side, and then I've got this side where the knot is. So I'm going to lay it onto my bunny and see what I think here. I think I'm liking the more finished side out. I'm going to hold it up and take a look at it before I glue it. And some of this stuff can be trimmed down, but as you know from when I did my heart barrel ring wreath, I like streamers and things like that. So let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my bow and then see what needs to be trimmed, and I'll come back and show you guys. All right, so here is my finished piece, and I'm loving my little romantic bow. I went in after I trimmed the pearls and stuff down on the bow. I went in and added some under the flower so that they kind of drape around the eggs. And I'm really happy with this. I think it looks much better than it did when it had all of this on it, and it goes better with my decor. So I hope you guys enjoyed the DIY today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will look forward to coming back again soon with some more Easter and spring decorating. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.